Hey y'all, it's your girl Bria, back for another YouTube video. And I know it's been a long time, and I don't feel bad for it. I really don't. I've been taking a lot of time to grow and to enjoy myself, my life, be present, and that's where I'm at. I'm glad to be back in this state of mind. As you know, the pandemic Lovato has gotten us all kind of mixed up, myself included. But I'm here now. So if you don't know me, I'm here to introduce myself. And if you do know me, I'm here to update you and reintroduce myself. Honestly, I have a really short but complicated history with travel. It started when I was 18, actually. I don't think I've ever really told that part of the story to anyone yet. Maybe on my blog you can find this, but I haven't said it on YouTube. So I started traveling when I was 18 with my school. We went to Kenya and Tanzania for a language program, and we studied a whole bunch of different things in regards to East Africa. It was amazing, and that's really just kind of where I caught the travel bug. That's when I realized this is my element. I can do this all the time, and this is where I'm starting to come alive. It really just gave me the ability to be vulnerable with myself, and just if I wanted to cry in the middle of the mall, I just did, because no one here knows me, but this is how I'm feeling. I don't think I would do that now, but at the same time, that's kind of how I tied travel into my heart and my soul. It was just a time for me to really internalize and heal. So that was really when I caught the travel bug. And after 18, I think I took a trip every year with my school. I went to Tanzania again, and then I went to Rwanda, and then I graduated. So yeah, that's 3 summers. 3 summers, and the fourth summer, I had to work. And I was 22 years old at the time. I actually landed my dream job at 22. I was really grateful that I did. However, the transition from college to adulthood was not one that was so easy for me. And I'm pretty adaptable. Like, I can pretty much, just kind of jump in line and get with the program, but this was different. I think, dealing with bouts of depression, anxiety, and it was just, I realized that the opportunity to kind of live a fulfilling life where I could wake up and be excited and do the things that I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, wasn't going to be handed to me. I had to kind of seize the opportunity and create it for myself. So what I ended up doing, because I was feeling kind of blue, I went to Amsterdam for my birthday that fall in November. And I had a 5-day trip all alone, solo, and I met some of the most incredible human beings in my life. Looking back at it, maybe they weren't like this like big hero, but at the time they were for me. They really showed me that life was happening, and either you live it, or you let life kind of choose everything for you. So after coming back from that trip, I was just a completely transformed human being. I decided one day I'm going to leave my job. I'm going to resign and sell my belongings, and I'm going to go to Asia. I think I'm going to be a teacher for a little bit. So I decided, instead of just, going straight to Asia, I was like, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to slowly move over there and just kind of take a sabbatical. And as you know, and as I know, whatever we plan doesn't ever really go as planned. I did end up, kind of taking a sabbatical. I started in Cuba, and then I hopped over back to Holland, and then I kind of made my way through Europe. I did a lot of volunteering. That's kind of what I found to be the most enriching part of my travels at that time. So I ended up, just finding causes that I cared about and just offering a hand, and 9 times out of 10, it worked out. Sometimes I would just strictly travel, but for the most part, I volunteered and kind of just mixed it all in, as I went along. So in the span of about, I want to say, maybe 6 to 7 months, I had traveled to over 28 countries and just had the time of my life. There is no amount of money I could put on that experience. There's days that, I mean, these are really some movie moments that I could just never even explain half as good as they happened. And I just encourage everybody, if you have not, take a sabbatical, take some time for yourself, take some time to learn yourself, because I mean, your life's just going to be changed. I don't really know I don't know how else to sell it. So after those couple of months of volunteering, I decided to stop because I was running out of money. And I said, okay, I'm not done traveling. I still very much want to travel. Going back to the US doesn't sound so appealing to me right now. What can I do? So I said, all right, let's just find a job overseas. Let's see if that's something that's possible for me. And while I was volunteering over in Europe, I actually earned my teaching certificate. So that was a part of my volunteering hours. I ended up finding a job posting just on the fly. I was looking, but just scrolling through social media, and I found a job posting to teach in Indonesia, and I decided to take it. I think I applied in August and I moved in November. Wasn't my cup of tea. Just leave it at that. Wasn't my gift. I quit. But I very much loved Bali. I very much loved Indonesia. So I decided I'm just going to stay. And while I was teaching, I started a business, Wraps and Whatever. So I decided to take that full time after quitting the teaching job and just really trying to give it my all. And I think from that point on, I stayed for another year or so, and then March 2020 rolled around. So that brings us to March 2020. That's when I officially left Bali. I initially decided I was going to do some traveling, but because the news got so scary and so serious, I decided I should probably go back home before the borders close, and I can't see my brother graduate from college and miss other family events. So I took a one-way to LA and got stuck here. So I've been in California for about a year and a half, and while LA wasn't really my style, it just wasn't my speed, that's totally fine, I decided to move to San Diego, California, where I am now, and establish a home base. And honestly, I'm just really grateful that things happened the way that they did, because now I see the importance of having a home base. I see the importance of, having a place to call your own. And I'm really grateful that I was able to do so. So I've done that here in San Diego. I love the city. I love California, and I have no regrets. My hope for the future is that I will maintain my home base here in California, but also be able to return back to Bali later on this year and establish my home back there where I was last year, and kind of bounce back and forth and be a bicontinental digital nomad. So a question that I actually get quite often here on this channel is, what do you do? What's your occupation? And to put it quite simply, I am a Black woman in tech. I started working in tech actually after coming back home last year, and I absolutely love my job. I love what I do. I learn new things every single day. It allows me the flexibility to be myself. It allows me the flexibility to leave and be wherever I want to be. And I'll leave it at that. I love what I do. There's also been some more questions about Bali, moving to Bali, visiting Bali, visas to Bali. And to be honest, I don't know anything concrete, but word on the street is that Bali should be opening up in July next month. And there may be some restrictions. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. My advice would be to keep up with the Indonesian government website, and it will tell you kind of what their restrictions are, and it gives updates in real time, so you can trust that the information is accurate. As for me, I miss Bali with everything in me. While I'm enjoying my life here in California, I can't deny that I miss my neighbors. I miss my friends. I miss my church. I miss my late night food runs. I miss my scooter rides. I miss the funky smells. I miss the Hindu ceremonies. I miss the smell of incense. I just miss everything about Bali. That is my second home in a way. And it's so funny to say that, but it really is, because that's just kind of where I feel comfortable, and that's what home is for me. The next update is business. As I mentioned before, I have a company, Wraps and Whatever, that I started in Bali It's my baby. It was a labor of love. And right now, it's on a hiatus due to kind of the situation we're in. Having a physical product is really, really challenging, and I don't think I really understood that. I don't think I really realized that there's a lot of challenges that come with having a physical product and delivering a physical product, especially when it's a small artisan business. It's incredibly hard. The people at the factory, they've kind of been feeling, the impacts of COVID as well as myself. So everything has kind of been on a hiatus. However, I'm hoping towards the end of this year to kind of put some new pieces into the shop. But for now, you can actually still visit the website, contact us, and order whatever you see is in stock, and it will be delivered to you in 2 to 3 days. So there's still some pieces in there if you want something from Bali, but Wraps and Whatever is still operating, but just taking a little step back for now, and we'll see what the future holds. One of the videos that I posted late last year, I believe, or maybe in the summertime last year, about why I moved to Bali did really, really well for, I didn't really expect people to watch it as much as they did. But I'm really glad that it touched some of you. And I kind of want to just build on that video just for a second, not too much. But I just want to talk about how it's okay to start over. It's okay to pivot and decide, I'm going to do something different. Honestly, if you haven't had to do that during this huge phenomenon, then you're one of the few. I think most of us have had to create some type of change and adapt to it during this time. So I just want to reinforce, if you're thinking about doing something different or changing your life dramatically, it's okay. Don't worry about what other people are going to say, what other people are going to think. You can work through all that. But at the same time, the only person you really have to answer to is yourself. So really think about who matters. And in my opinion, you matter the most. Your opinion of you matters the most. Your love for you matters the most. And those who don't fall in line, they're missing out. They're missing out on an incredible person who's on an incredible journey. And that's unfortunate, but that can't stop you from doing what it is that's going to make you happy. That was my little spiel. But the last thing I do want to say, and I guess the last big update for myself, is that what has kind of carried me through this year, what has kind of carried me through these changes of leaving Bali and coming to California, is that I've established what I call a care team. I've established a group of people in my life that support me on this journey of keeping it together and finding what it is that fulfills me. I have, my family and my friends, those who I, can confide in and laugh with and just really just kick back and enjoy life with. And I have my therapist who really helps me look back at my past and understand who I am, where I came from, why I make the decisions that I do, why I see things the way that I do, and kind of move through those things, heal through those things, and use it to my benefit. And then the last person that I have on my care team is my life coach. Now, life coach was a thing that I didn't really think people use these services, but it wasn't until I realized that I had so many thoughts in my mind just swarming around. I mean, I was thinking, should I go back to school? Should I not? Should I move to the East Coast? Should I stay in California? Just so many options, and just no direction on what was the best thing for me, because there was just so much noise. We are going through this whole change in the world, and then on top of that, we're all changing internally. So it's really hard to navigate. Teaming up with a coach was probably one of the most amazing choices I could have made for myself. I feel like that fog and those swirling thoughts are gone. I feel like I can kind of see everything in an organized way. Of course, I'm not tackling everything today, but I can at least kind of see the trajectory of where things are headed. And that's what I think my coach is for. And she's more for seeing the future and to really kind of understand what it is I need to be the best version of me. I really encourage everyone to find some type of team, some type of support when it comes to these things. And if you're doing it alone, why? You don't have to. You don't have to. It's just not the way life is meant to be. We're meant to have these relationships that kind of build us up and benefit us all. You're not meant to go through this alone. And if I can provide you with any advice today, it's find those people and really hold on to them. That is the update for me. Living life in San Diego and just flourishing. I love it here. I love it. If you've never visited, you should take some time to visit during your summer vacation or even in the fall, because the weather is beautiful year-round. Thanks so much for visiting my channel, even though I've been gone. I really appreciate the support that you all offer me. It means a lot. And I see you guys like discussing down below in the comments with each other. I love that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Subscribe, like the video too, because that really helps my channel. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!